Alright then guys, what is going on? s.t.a.l.k.e.r here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of the day before where lo and behold there's more controversy. This time we're going to take a look at the fact that the day before are stealing from more games. This is bonkers news, to say the least. Not only that, but the day before also has a load of bad news coming for Xbox and PlayStation 5. So with that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor, s.t.a.l.k.e.r, the #1 nutrition experts providing supplements proven to help fitness, weight loss, shredding and bodybuilding. These guys have been kind enough to have reached out to me with a load of stuff at the moment that we are currently plugging over Instagram and going to be giving away to you guys, including their brand new product, Explode. This thing is a pre-workout in a can that does absolute bits. I've been using it for a while now and it's made my workouts 10 times better. So go down to the description and check out s.t.a.l.k.e.r. Also check out the Instagram page so you don't miss out on any giveaways. And with that being said, let's dive on in to the video. So starting off, the day before accused of stealing from GTA 5 and Cyberpunk 2077 trailers. Now this article from Forbes has been quite an interesting one to say the least, as we already know that the game is essentially meant to be sort of like a Division and The Last of Us kind of comparison movement, where they've kind of stolen a lot of things from the two games, compiled them together and come up with the day before. But now, while it doesn't quite seem like the day before is vaporware on the level of Blue Box and its non-existent abandoned game, it's a title that has raised a serious amount of questions, even as a supposedly playable version of the game will now arrive in December after being pushed back yet again. But it couldn't even announce that without stumbling into a new controversy. Previously, like we just stated, the game art had been accused of lifting from the post-apocalyptic games like The Division. Now it's the new trailer that's just debuted doing something similar, and you can see the comparisons in the clip here. It is absolutely crazy. It's not mainly about the visuals this time though again some of them are claiming that there are pieces directly from The Division or Dying Light in there. It's about the audio. In the video that you did see, you can't see how presumably AI voiced lines of dialogue directly rip off other open world games, and namely GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk 2077.
Combat remains deep and engaging at all times.
Make combat deep and engaging at all times.
They go on to state in the article that I would give the day before the benefit of the doubt if A, we had not already seen it taking things from other games before, and B, if this was just one throwaway line instead of half a dozen instances in a single trailer. Now again, this does seem like a real game. It's not abandoned, which was content showing us images of hallways for a year despite getting a PlayStation feature. Like there's something here, but it appears not just to be an amalgam of genre games, but often lifting pieces right off of them altogether, at least for the marketing so forth anyway. We'll have to see exactly how this one does go into the full game for it. Now Paul Tassi goes on to continuously say that it's hard not to get extremely bad vibes from this game, which attracted attention because of its initially seemed like a widely ambitious project from a small studio that, if it could deliver, would be something to see. But now it's hard to imagine this is going to produce a final product of significance given its bizarre road to release. I mean, I'm curious to see how it all plays out, and I'll admit to that. And he's reached out for comment from Fantastic about this trailer issue, and hopefully he hears back off something, but it's not likely that they're going to respond to that email. Now, this is extremely interesting given the fact that the history the game actually has. Like we already know, it's ripped off quite a lot of things, including its main title and original imagery on the actual game title and screen. As an overall though, it's quite confusing. The game's had a lot of controversy and it's not going to end here, but we now have got another issue. So we already know that the game was meant to be coming on November 10th. We're now on November 3rd and it's been pushed all the way back to December 7th. Now, not only has it been pushed back to December 7th, it's been pushed back to December 7th, but for only PC release, and even then it's in beta. We're not actually going to experience anything from the main movement as far as consoles such as PS5 and Xbox gamers, and a Game Rant article goes on to state quite a lot. Now, the state here repeatedly delayed zombie MMO game the day before has been hit with yet another last-minute delay, with the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions pushed back indefinitely. The day before generated quite a bit of excitement when it was first announced, with some describing it as an MMO take on a game like The Last of Us. Unfortunately, the day before's development has been rough going, with the zombie MMO game delayed multiple times and reportedly dealing with a bizarre trademark situation. Now, according to the developers, there was a dispute over the day before trademark that prevented the game from releasing on time. A new day before release date was set in November 10th, and now that's obviously been pushed back to December 7th. Now, they do go on to state here, though, that the developer Fantastic made the announcement on Twitter, confirmed the day before's delisted Steam page has been restored. It was also confirmed that the game will release at 10 AM PT on December 7th, but instead of the full release as expected, it will be in early access. The PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of the day before are being pushed back indefinitely and won't be available until the game exits early access. Those interested in trying out the day before in early access can do so for $40, and the full version of the game will cost $50 at launch. So those to get early access will be given a $10 saving. Now, obviously, with the beta actually coming out on December 7th for Steam, the game has now completely soared to the top of the wish list on Steam yet again. How these guys keep doing it, I will absolutely never know, but they're stating its release date for December 7th, sat at the top of the wish list in games. And we did see in the last video that we covered, a lot of people were saying to me, this isn't going to be the top of the wish list again. It definitely has very much been a basis that it's jumped straight up to the top of the wish list. Now, the early access is going to be an interesting one, because they actually have some questions answered on the Steam page saying approximately how long will this game be in early access, and they're stating here, we are hoping to be in early access for around 6 to 8 months, but this could change. The full version will be released when we are confident that it represents the best version of the game possible. Now, they state 6 to 8 months, and they say that this could change, but if we've got any news from Fantastic over the last couple of years, this is definitely going to change, and probably do not expect this game to release on console within the next year at least. Now, there are more questions on there, such as how is the full version planned to differ from the early access version. Now, they say besides bug fixes and improvements to balance and core gameplay, we plan on to introduce additional game content such as new items, weapons, equipment, cars and houses, which is absolutely mental. Obviously, this is going to be over the course of what we reckon is anything from 6 to 8 months, but likely to be over a year, so I'd like to hope they've added a lot in by that point. But they state here, what is the current state of their early access version? Now, they go on to state that the game is playable in multiplayer, allowing players to fully immerse themselves in a post-apocalyptic MMO open world survival set in the present day on the US East Coast following a deadly pandemic. Players can explore the beautifully detailed new Fortune City and its surroundings, fight each other using realistic weapons, complete quest lines, build their own houses, buy cars, experience day and night changes, and face deadly infected. We have implemented everything we wanted for the game based on our vision of the post-pandemic survival experience. Now, it goes on to state here, how are you planning on involving the community in your development process? And they state, we will be taking feedback and suggestions from both the community here on Steam and across social media. Now, this is a really interesting one, because for me personally, they've just gonna go ahead and launch this on Steam, and this is just going to become a Steam game for like the next year or so, which is extremely disappointing for those console players like myself. I'm a golden oldie hitting 30, and I am renowned for playing my games on console, mainly because I just like what I know and I know what I like. And for me, Steam is just a little bit of a nightmare, especially with new release launches. So if you do what I do and you jump into every game on launch day, then you tend to find that Steam and PC tend to have a lot more issues than any console game does. So this is a disappointing one, to say the least. I will be getting it on PC, and hopefully we'll see what the early access is going to bring, whether it's going to be any good. So obviously we'll see you guys inside of the game on December 7th, hopefully, as long as we don't get any more delays closer to launch date. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.